Striker Scorpion 82 is now sponsored by Warhammer Combat Cards, a card battle game featuring your favourite Citadel miniatures from the 40k universe. Build your army decks, dominate opponents in player versus player action, collect and upgrade cards to fit your strategy, improve their power and unlock unique traits. Choose from all 40k factions, take part in campaigns based on iconic 40k battles, rise to the top of the leaderboard and win glory. Free to download and play, link is in the video description below or on the channel homepage, and by using the unique link it helps support the channel. Thanks and enjoy the game. Right, welcome to this full review video. It's for the new Psychic Awakening book, for the greater good. So introducing the Tau, Astra Militarum, and then also the Gene Stealer cults as well. So I reckon I'm going to break down this review into 3 parts to make it easier for everyone to watch, and you can watch your specific video if you wish, or you can watch all 3 parts, whatever you want to do. So in this video here, we'll focus in on the Tau Empire. I'm going to cover all the rules for them. It's a full review to cover all the rules, and then it'll be a Tactica as well. Obviously, I've got Tau, had them for a long time. They have not gone off to a good start here. The Tau are a strong faction, but my list that won the season previously, Season 7, has now begun to struggle in Season 8. So some updated rules. I've come along a bit too late for the army, hasn't done too well, but I'll be reading this here with interest to see what kind of buffs and bonuses you can give to your Tau army, and maybe to try and shift away from Tau lists that everyone's doing the same Tau list or very similar kind of style. Hopefully these rules will help mix things up so you can create some really interesting Tau armies and combinations. That's what I hope to do with my new Tau army, or my Tau army at the moment, is to revamp it and try out some different ideas, and this book here and the update for the Tau may well be the incentive to try something new. And obviously Shadow Sun as well. The model looks fantastic, so again, hats off to Games Workshop. They're picking out some great characters to re-sculpt here, plus some new characters to introduce as well, but a good move from them, doing some re-sculpts as the story moves along. So we'll do a little bit of a flick through here just to show you what's going on inside. The 5th Sphere expansion, the Chalnaf expanse here, raising the Storgius, Tau versus Astra Militarum, the Haphos containment, rediscovery of faith, the Rothorian uprising. It's introducing the Gene Stealer cults. It's a background story here, echoes of awakening, and then straight into missions. So they don't hang around too long here, just to give you some introduction. I was hoping against hope for new Astra Militarum regiments, but maybe in the future. But just extra rules for them here. But Shadow Sun, fantastic sculpt here, brilliant. So hope to get a hold of that model and get it painted up to add into my Tau force. So Wars of the 5th Sphere, this is giving you your missions here. I imagine that'd be good fun. And then now rules here for the Tau Empire. So Servants of the Greater Good, you get name generator, rules for Commando Shadow Sun, Sept Tenants, so it lets you customise and make up your own Tau Sept, which is going to be great fun. Prototype weapon systems, and some of these are pretty incredible. Extra stratagems, which I only really use for my Tau games, maybe half a dozen stratagems. So the Tau and others, they don't seem that great, or they're not specific to the force that I have. So I'd be interested to see if there's any tasty stratagems there for Tau players. Rules for the 8, and then the Farsight Enclaves also. So I will cover the 8 in this video. I'm sure the rules have been changed and updated and so on, so we'll cover that here. So you get your name generator just to help you out with some name ideas, and then we're straight into the rules here for Commander Shadowsun. As you can see, 1 unit entry here, loads of rules. So, power level 9, there's no points value here, so take it the points value hasn't changed for Chapter Approved 2019, so it's going to be the same amount of points. So, Commander Shadowsun, movement 8, see, I hadn't gone for Commander Shadowsun before because the model was old, so there's no excuse now to not take Commander Shadowsun. The new model is fantastic. And really it was just sort of a couple of Fusion Blaster shots, which is okay, but the Fusion Blaster is not as deadly as it used to be in 7th edition. With a Fusion Blaster you could pop a tank, there's half a chance of doing it, just blow the tank up, but not as powerful as it used to be. But we'll see what comes up here with the rules. Movement 8 for Commander Shadowsun, Weapon Skill 3+, Ballistic Skill 2+, Strength 4, Toughness 4, 5 wounds, 4 attack, leadership 9, 3 up save. For the M37 Advanced Guardian Drone, movement's going to be all the same. 5+, Weapon Skill and Ballistic Skill, Strength 3, Toughness 4, just the usual rules for a drone, 4 up save, just 1 wound, and the same for the MV62 Command Link drone as well. So a single model armed with a flechette launcher, I think that's new, 2 high energy fusion blasters, so you can go for a slightly different loadout when it comes to fusion weaponry. Light missile pod, that's been added on, and then a pulse pistol. This model is accompanied by one of each of the drones, and you can only include 1 Shadowsun per army. So the standard loadout is the MV, it's the flechette launcher. So rules here: range 18, pistol 5, so you can fight in close combat. Interesting. Strength 3, AP 0, and 1 damage. So, a little bonus there. Didn't used to be able to get that with Commander Shadowsun. Next, the standard loadout is 2 high energy fusion blasters. So, 1 high energy fusion blaster is range 24, so better range than a regular fusion blaster. Assault 1, but you got 2 of them, so you're going to get 2 shots. Strength 8, -4, and D6 damage. If you get within half range, you're on additional D6, you just discard the lowest dice. So they've upped the range, pretty much, compared to a regular fusion blaster. So range 24, which is a decent enough range for such a high caliber weapon on like an infantry model, and then that means that your 2d6 choosing the best has improved as well. It's gone from 9 inches to 12, so that's that option. And then the light missile pod, that's a pretty good weaponry now. So range 24, assault 2, strength 7, -1, and D3 damage. There's that extra weapon to fire as well. So upgunned here for sure for Shadowsun, pretty good. For the greater good, Master of War as well. The usual rules for that. Defender of the greater good. Actually, we'll go to this here. For each high energy fusion blast, this model is equipped with it can instead be equipped with 1 dispersed fusion blaster. So the dispersed fusion blaster, and take it points, values, named character, you could choose either or and it's not going to affect the points. But the dispersed gives you back to 18-inch range, but it gives you assault 2, so 4 shots in total, strength 7, still -4, D3 damage. Resolve an attack made with this weapon against units within half range, roll an additional D3 damage and discard 1 of the dice. So yeah, so more anti-heavy infantry, if that's what you want to use Commander Shadowsun for. Tough choice which one to go for. Not sure. Yep. See, I'm running a Tau Commander at the moment with quadruple fusion blaster, and that's proved effective, which I still think is almost better firepower than here, but we'll see what kind of buffs and bonuses you get here. So, Defender of the Greater Good. When this model would lose any wounds as a result of an attack, whilst this model is in 3 inches of an XV-25 stealth battlesuits unit, the unit can attempt to intercept that attack. Roll 1d6. On a 2+, this model does not lose the wound that unit, and the unit suffers a mortal wound for each of those wounds. Only 1 attempt can be made to intercept each attack. So actual stealth battle suits, not just drones here, but stealth battle suits can try and intercept damage coming through. So she does work well with stealth units, and they can try and keep that character alive. Interesting. Rules that one. Pretty good. Pretty good actually against snipers trying to pick you off. Supreme Commander. This model can be included in a Tau Empire detachment without preventing other units in that detachment from gaining a Sept Tenet. Ah, right, so she can go into different Tau Septs now. Yeah, still Tau Sept, but doesn't affect other Septs. That's interesting. Note, however, this model does not benefit from any Sept Tenet unless the Sept Tenet selected for that detachment is coordinated fire arcs. Infiltrator. When you select this model and its accompanying drones, they can set up anywhere on the battlefield that's more than 12 inches away from enemy deployment zone and any enemy models. So similar to the infiltrators and ghost skills and so on. Yeah, for the Tau, I'm running like a big gun line, but manoeuvrability has been a bit of an issue, and so maybe an infiltrating type Tau force spearheaded by Commander Shadowsun would be good fun and tactically helpful as well. Genius of the Cayenne. Once per battle, this model can declare Cayenne even if Cayenne or Montcar has already been declared. Montcar and Cayenne cannot be declared in the same turn. Bonus there. And both of those abilities, either one of those, I think are really helpful. I've used both in games and it's proved very useful indeed. Command Link Drone. At the start of your shooting phase, if a friendly Command Link Drone model is within 3 inches of this model, select one friendly Tau Empire unit within 12 inches of that model. To the end of that phase, resolve an attack made by model in that Tau Empire unit. You can reroll hit rolls of 1. So a bonus there. Okay. So it's not a universal reroll ones, it's just you grant it, but the drone amplifies the distance. It's 12 inches, so helpful enough. Now, just one of the downsides here is drones can be picked off. So your character's safe enough, but the drones can be blown away quite easily. I think here, drone support when this model is set up on the battlefield is accompanying drone model is set up in unit coherency. From that point onwards, the drone models are treated as a separate unit, and the drones are not characters. No. So the danger of the drones being picked off, which can be annoying. Camouflage fields. Resolve an attack made by a range weapon against this model or any accompanying drones. It's -1 to the hit roll, so offer a bit of protection. And then there is a 5+ invuln save for the XV22 Stalker battlesuit. So in the drones here, abilities. The Command Link Drone gets the Saviour Protocols. So too does the Advanced Guardian Drone. Both get for the greater good. An Advanced Guardian Field. This model has a 4+ invuln save. When a friendly Tau Empire model would lose a wound whilst within 3 inches of this model, roll 1d6. On a 6, that wound is not lost. 6 is to ignore damage. Tau Empire model would lose a wound as well. 3 inches. Model. Not models in a unit. There's actual models like a dome. I think a 3-inch dome going around, so 6 inches in total, but any models that would lose wounds, then 6 is to ignore that damage whilst that drone's around. Helpful enough. A lot of rules to remember, but Shadowsun's okay, not too bad at all. Maybe having her in an army as well as another commander as well, so something like that. Commander Shadowsun, that's the rules then, but yeah, I reckon I'll try and get the model painted up and try something different with my upcoming experimental Tau armies. Sept Tenets then. So it describes how the Sept keyword can be substituted in the name of your chosen Sept, as well as describing the abilities that units in Tau Empire detachments gain. One of these abilities in Sept Tenets, if one of these abilities is Sept Tenets, if your chosen Sept does not have an associated Sept Tenet in Codex Tau Empire, you can create its Sept Tenet by selecting 2 rules. 2 rules from the following list. So you're looking for a combo here for these. First one's turbo jets. Add 1 to advanced rolls for jetpack units. So these are helpful if you're going to build a themed army and go down a certain route. So you're going to go for all battle suits, loads of deep striking units. Is that option or solid gun line or infiltrator style? Then you can choose the appropriate sept tenet to help out with that overall strategy. So turbojets, add 1 to advanced rolls made for jetpack units with this tenet. Add 2 inches to the move characteristic of jetpack models with this tenet as well. It's a bit of extra speed there. Helpful enough. Dedication to the cause, add 1 to the leadership characteristic of models with this tenet. Okay, alright. Soldiers in arms, increase the range for the greater good ability to 9 inches for units with this tenet. It's okay, maybe helping out with a gun line. Stabilisation systems, when resolving an attack made by a ranged weapon by a battlesuit model of this tenet, that model does not suffer the penalty of moving and firing heavy weapons. So helpful for things like broadsides. Hardened warheads, resolve an attack made by a high yield missile pod, seeker missile, or smart missile system by a model with this tenet. Improve the iron penetration characteristic of that weapon by 1 for that attack. So like AP-1 becomes AP-2. Interesting, yeah, that'd be helpful enough if that's the theme you're going for. Sophisticated command net. So I'm looking at these, mine's Tau Sept that I run at the moment, 5+ for my Overwatch. Is pretty amazing, so it take a lot to shift away from that, but it still might be worth going for some of these. Nothing too tempting at the moment. Sophisticated command net. Resolve an attack made by a vehicle model with this tenet against unit as 1 or more marker-like counters. Reroll a wound roll of 1. It's not too blown away. Hybridized weaponry. Add 4 inches to the range characteristic of assault and grenade weapons models this tenet are equipped with. This does not apply to prototype weapons. Gifted pilots. In your movement phase, a vehicle or monster model with this tenet does not move or moves a distance less than half its move characteristic until the end of the turn. Resolve an attack made by a ranged weapon with that model. Reroll a wound roll of 1. Reroll wounds of 1. For vehicles. Helping the hammerheads out to some degree. Okay, a little bit of help. Advanced power cells. Tactical drones model this tenet have a move characteristic of 10. Okay, manoeuvring thrusters. A battlesuit unit with this tenet can advance when it falls back. Nothing amazing, I don't think. Upgunned. Burst cannon models this tenet are equipped with an armor penetration characteristic of -1. And that's about it for those. But you can combine 2. So, yeah, maybe. But Tau Sept's still strong enough. For my thoughts at least. But that's those there. So, we're looking for some tasty prototypes here for the Tau. And, you know, making it out to be prototypes gives Games Workshop a chance to actually experiment here with some rules here. I've always been saying that the railgun on the Hammerhead should be a lot better. Back in the day, in 7th, 6th edition, the railgun was a feared weapon. It would just pop a tank, one-shot weapon, tank killer. It's nowhere near that at the moment, but we'll see what you can get here. So, the way this works, if a Tau Empire character is your warlord, rather than giving one of your Tau Empire character models, doesn't have to be the warlord, but one of the Tau Empire character models a signature system from Codex Tau Empire, you can instead select a prototype weapon system for one Tau Empire unit from your army. It doesn't have to be a character, it can just be a selected unit to try out one of these weapons. To do so, before the battle begins, select one Tau Empire unit from your army and select a prototype weapon system from the list below. That prototype weapon system applies to the selected unit until the end of the battle. Named characters, such as Long Strike, cannot be given any of the following prototype weapon systems. Note that some prototype weapon systems are weapons that replace one or more existing weapons. Whether this is the case, you have to pay the relevant points and so on. So, here we go. Reactive countermeasures. By the sounds of it, you can only pick one for your entire army, I think. So, choose wisely. But, it's open to prototypes, so you can experiment and pick out your favourite ones. Reactive countermeasures. A battlesuit model with airbursting fragmentation projector only. Ranged weapons with an armor penetration characteristic of -2, or -1 or -2 are treated as having armor penetration characteristic of 0, resolving attacks against a model with this weapon system. Okay. Battlesuit pilot unleashes a storm of fragmentation to impede incoming enemy firepower. So, Air bursting fragmentation projector. Who gets that? Yes, battle suits and so on. Battle suit. I wonder if the Storm Surge is a battle suit. Not sure if it is. And it's armed with the air bursting fragmentation projector, and it can protect itself from AP -1 and -2 shots coming through. A Fusion Obliterator. The XV95 Ghost Kill battle suit only. This weapon system replaces the Fusion Collider. I have one of these with this weapon system. So what you get now is Fusion Obliterator, range 24. It's usually heavy D3. It's heavy 3, strength 9, AP -4 and D6 damage. So it's pretty good. When resolve an attack made with this weapon against a unit within half range, which is range 12, roll 1d6 in addition, and discard the lowest results. Just an upgunned Fusion Collider. Pretty nasty, that one, actually. Interesting. Advanced M Scrambler. For the Ghost Kill battle suit only. Enemy units that set up on the battlefield as reinforcements cannot be set up within 12 inches of this model. That's okay. Yeah, not too scary. High capacitance railgun. So here we go. Hammerhead Gunship replaces the railgun. So, and really this looks like what all the railguns should be. The ability to kill a tank in one shot for 1 round of firepower. So you select one of your profiles. Solid shot, range 60, heavy 2, not heavy 1 but heavy 2. Now you get 2 shots, strength 10 -4 and d6 damage. Submunitions is improved as well, range 60, heavy 4d3, so between 4 and 12 shots, strength 6 -1 and 1 damage. And you 6 pluses to wounds, D3 mortal wounds as well. So you've gone from a potential of 9 wounds if you maxed it out with the regular railgun, now going all the way up to 18 wounds. It's doubled its effectiveness just there. Gatling Burst Cannon. Commander, XV8 Crisis Battlesuit, XV8 Crisis Bodyguards, and the Ghost Kill Battlesuit unit only. This weapon system replaces each burst cannon that model in this unit is equipped with. It has the following profile. Gatling Bodyguards, Ghost Kill. So you can have a larger unit of multiple models here, loads of burst cannons. You're looking at range 18, assault 4, strength 5, AP 0 and 1 damage. But any 6s to hit, unmodified 6s is an additional hit. So it's okay. So far, I was going to drop the hammerheads from my new list, but I'd be half tempted to keep one in now, just to try out the prototype railgun. Network marker lights next. Pathfinder team only. This weapon system replaces each marker light that model unit is equipped with for the following profile. Range 36, assault 1, and abilities is marker light. See the rules for Codex Tower Empire. Annihilation Warheads. The Storm Surge model only resolve an attack made by a destroy missile with this model. If it scores a hit, do not roll to determine the number of mortal wounds suffered by the target unit. That unit suffers 3 straight mortal wounds. Annihilation Warheads. Okay. Cool. Accelerated Photon Grenades. Unit Photon Grenades only. This weapon system replaces each photon grenade that model in the unit is equipped with. The profile is Accelerated Photon Grenade, range 12, and grenade D6. So, improve the range. You can only target infantry units and resolve an attack made by this weapon. If a hit is scored, do not make a wound roll. Instead, the target is shocked until the end of the next turn. Resolve an attack made by a melee weapon by a model from shocked units. Subtract 1 from the hit roll. In addition, shocked units cannot advance, and any charge rolls made are halved. So, yeah, useful. Next is cross-linked stabilizer jets. Commander, XV8 XV8 Crisis Battlesuits or XV8 Crisis Bodyguards. Models only, or units only. When resolve an attack made by a ranged weapon by a model in this unit, reroll hit rolls of 1 and reroll wound rolls of 1. Reroll 1s and wound rolls of 1. Yeah. Cross-link stabilizer. That's pretty good. Go for a big unit of Crisis Battlesuits or Bodyguards. They all get reroll 1s to hit and all get reroll 1s to win. That one's really good. Oh boy, tough choices here. That's a good one. Very useful. The Magna Rifle. Because you give them that and they can operate by themselves. They don't need help from other buffs and bonuses. They just get the reroll ones to hit into wounds. That's very helpful. Magna Rail Rifle next. This is for the broadside battle suit. This weapon system replaces the heavy rail rifle. And for that you get range 60, heavy 2, strength 9, AP -4 and D6 damage. Resolve an attack made by this weapon, a wound roll of 6+, inflicts a mortal wound. When resolve an attack made by this weapon, a damage roll of 1 or 2 counts as 3 instead. So better improvement there. Excessive broadside battle suits unit only. So all, yeah, the whole squad gets it. So again, it's experimental technology, but granted to an entire squad's weapons. All get Magna Rail Rifle. I've got a unit of 3 of these and give them all Magna Rail Rifles. Pretty good. Another tough one. Good stuff here. Amplified Ion Accelerator for the Riptide battle suit. So this replaces the Ion Accelerator. So instead you get, you can choose which of the profiles. Standard, which is range 72, heavy 6, strength 8, -4 and a straight 3 damage. Or you can go Overcharge, which is heavy 6, strength 9, -4, 3 plus D3 damage. For each hit roll of 1, it causes more to win. That's a great weapon there. Wow. Amazing. High-powered Incinerators. Battlesuit unit only. This weapon system replaces each flame that unit is equipped with. So I always thought about trying to do a unit all with flamers of battlesuits. Increase the range. The ability to deep strike down. The problem is it's 8-inch range. You've got to be 9 inches or more away from enemy models, so you can't land and flame stuff. So they haven't improved the range. Assault D6, strength 4, AP01 damage. Resolve an attack made by this weapon. Do not make a hit roll. It automatically scores a hit. Resolve an attack made by this weapon against a unit that's within half range. Add 1 to the strength characteristic. So strength 5. Okay, not bad, but there's some really good ones in there. The heavier weaponry, a bit scary. And this one here, the cross-link stabilizer jets. So there's some really good stuff in here. Yep, great. Right now, stratagems. Are there any golden nuggets in here? So one command point, Sworn Bodyguards. Use a stratagem in the fight phase when a Sept XV8 Crisis Bodyguards unit from your army is chosen to fight with. At the end of that phase, resolve an attack made by a melee weapon by a model in this unit with a friendly Sept character unit within 3 inches of that model's unit. You can reroll the hit roll and you can reroll the wound roll. It's just one command point for that reroll hits and wounds. If you find yourself in close combat, which really the tower shouldn't be. Aerial targeting, one command point. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase. Select one enemy unit. At the end of that phase, resolve an attack made by a ranged weapon by a model from your army against that unit. Treat that unit as having one more marker-like counter than it actually has for that attack. So useful enough if you just need one more marker-like hit, then you can just use a stratagem just to get it if you really need it. Deadly Aim, 2 command points. Use the stratagem in your shooting phase when an MV71 sniper drones unit from your army is chosen to shoot with. At the end of that phase, the arm penetration characteristic of long shot pulse rifles the unit equipped with is improved by 1, so AP0 becomes AP -1. In addition, to the end of that phase, resolve an attack made by a long shot pulse rifle by model that unit against units within half range. The arm penetration characteristic of that weapon is improved by a further 1 for that attack, just to make them a bit more deadly with the arm penetration values just there. 2 command points though. Don't know. Wisdom of the Many. Use the stratagem in your movement phase. Select an ethereal unit from your army. At the end of that phase, the unit can invoke 1 additional elemental power using its invocation of the element, as long as that elemental power has not already been invoked by the unit in that phase. So, I mean, I use an ethereal. Sometimes I'm choosing between 6+s to ignore damage, or reroll 1s to units that remain stationary. I can play this and do both at the same time. Yeah, it's okay. Pulse Onslaught. Use the stratagem in your shooting phase when a breacher team unit from your army is chosen to shoot with. At the end of that phase, the range characteristic of the close range and medium range profiles for pulse blasters models in that unit are equipped with increased to 15 inches. Oh wow. God, breacher Breacher, I was going to say Breacher players, but Breacher fans will love that one. That's fantastic. So your close range, that's your strength 6, AP -2. That goes from 5 inches all the way up to 15 inches if you need it to for an extra command point. Pulse Onslaught. Close range and medium range, yeah. That's fantastic. I'm going to keep that one. That's going to be added to my most frequently used stratagem pile for the tower. Wow, that is excellent. That's found the golden nugget. I was going to say modulated weaponry. Next one, command point. Use the stratagem in your shooting phase when a scepter model other than a Titanic model, free army is chosen to shoot with. Until the end of that phase, do not roll to determine the type characteristic of heavy weapons that model is equipped with. They have their maximum values, e.g. heavy D6 weapons make 6 shots. Okay. So, for example, a hammerhead firing submunition just maxes out to the maximum number of shots, something like that. Or you get a load of battle suits equipped with flamers, just max out at no, it's heavy. Sorry, type characteristic of heavy weapons. It's got to be heavy weapons. There for that. Okay. So yeah, something like submunitions for the tower hammerhead, something like that. But yeah, helpful, and it's only one command point. Rain of Fire, next one command point. Use this stratagem in shooting phase when a Vespid Stingwings unit from your army is chosen to shoot with. To the end of that phase, resolve an attack made by a ranged weapon by modeling that unit. If that unit was set up on the battlefield using the Plunge from the Sky ability, you can re-roll the hit roll. So a bit of help for them. Next one's Coordinated Engagement, 2 command points. Use this stratagem in your shooting phase. Select 1 Crisis Battlesuits or Bodyguards unit from your army and select 1 enemy unit. To the end of that phase, resolve an attack made by a model with the XV8 Crisis Battlesuits or Crisis Bodyguards unit against that enemy unit. Treat the enemy unit as having 5 Marker-Light counters. Great, so you can max out with your Marker-Light counters there. That's very good, yeah. So it's great if you're attacking an isolated area or an ambush and you've got no Marker-Light support coming through, like they're out of range or out of line of sight, you can still pay the command points to get all those bonuses. Yeah, great. Nice. Pretty good, actually. Ambushing Predators. Next, 1 command point. Use a stratagem in your opponent's charge phase. Select 1 Crute unit from your army. At the end of that phase, that unit can perform heroic intervention as if it were a character. In addition, if the unit performs heroic intervention in that phase, it can do so if there are enemy units within 6 inches other than 3. And when doing so, they can move up to 6 inches instead of 3 as well. So, a bit of help from the Crute if you need it. Seasoned Sniper next. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase. Select 1 Fire Sight Marksman model from your army. At the end of that phase, the ranged weapons that model is equipped with can target a character unit, even if it's not the closest enemy unit. So, yeah, it's weapons that model's equipped with, so the marksman carrying the Marker-Light, for example, you can try and Marker-Light up a character. But then again, you're going to have to try and use that to call in firepower against that character, that only from units that can pick on characters, so snipers, for example. Hidden Hunters. Use your stratagem at the start of your opponent's shooting phase. Select 1 Crute unit from your army. To the end of that phase, resolve an attack made by a ranged weapon against that unit whilst it is receiving the benefit of cover. Subtract 1 from the hit roll and add 1 to the saving throw. A bit of trying to add a little bit more durability to Crute if you want to spend command points trying to make use of them. Pack Alpha, 1 command point. Use your stratagem before the battle. Select 1 Crute Shaper model from your army. Until the end of the battle, when making an advance roll, charge roll for any Crute unit within 6 inches of that model, roll an additional d6 and discard 1 of the dice. So pick up the speed with them. Raging Beasts, just trying to help the Crute out here. Resolving when you use your stratagem, 1 command point. 1 command point here as well. 1 command point for all of these, except Coordinated Engagement. Raging Beasts, use the stratagem when a Crutox Rider unit from your army is chosen to fight within the fight phase. To the end of that phase, models in that unit have an attack characteristic of 4. In addition, to the end of that phase, the arm penetration characteristic of Crutox Fists models in that unit is equipped with is improved by 2. So AP 0 becomes AP minus 2. But again, do you want to spend command points on Crute units? Point Blank Volley. Use the strategy at the start of your shooting phase. Select one sept unit from your army. At the end of that phase, pulse blasters, pulse carbines, and pulse rifles models in the unit are equipped to have the type characteristic of pistol 2. In addition, at the end of that phase, models in the unit cannot be affected by the volley fire ability. Pistol 2, find yourself in combat. That's useful. Point blank volley, then volley, that is useful. Yep. Promising pupil. 1 command point, use your stratagem before the battle. After nominating your warlord, select one sept character model from your army that does not have a warlord trait and determine one warlord trait for it. It is regarded as your warlord for the purposes of the warlord trait. Each warlord trait in your army must be unique. If randomly generated, reroll duplicate results. So it's a way to improve. We have. So now is the 8. So, which I think is quite good fun. I give an introduction to all of them here. So, Heroes of the Enclaves. Some great names here. Commander Farsight, Commander Bravestorm, Commander Brightsword with the double fusion blast combo that I really like. Shazo Arakon, Broadside Chasseray, Oblitide 9-0. Shasso Shavastos, Sub-Commander Torchstar, not too scary with 2 flames though, but and then Ovessa for the Riptide. So using the 8 in battle. So the points value then, it's not really changed, it's 1120 points. That gets you 8 characters and 14 drones as well. And that 1120 points includes all of your war gear. So match play rules that restrict the number of commander units allowed in each detachment do not apply to the 8's detachment. If you include the 8 in your army, you cannot also include the Commander Farsight datasheet from Codex Tau Empire. Furthermore, if you include the 8 in your army, Commander Farsight must be your army's warlord, and he has the following warlord trait. Hero of the Enclaves. This warlord can perform heroic intervention if there are enemy units within 6 inches of them instead of 3. When doing so, can move up to 6 instead of 3. If this warlord makes a charge move, is charged or performs heroic intervention until the end of the turn, resolving an attack made by this warlord, you can reroll the hit roll. So you get Master of War, you get your Koyan Amontka, the Sept Tenet here. If your army's battle forged, all models in the 8's detachment gain the following Sept Tenet. Devastating Counter-Strike. When resolving an attack made by a ranged weapon by a model in this tenet against a unit within 6 inches, you can reroll wound rolls of 1. So that's it, just get reroll ones at range 6 inches. You got talks about drone support and saviour protocols, the usual rules for that. Then they're giving you all the rules here. I'll just go through the unique ones. Fusion blaster, the high intensity plasma rifle, range 30 instead of range 24, I believe. Rapid fire 1, strength 6, -4 and 2 damage. Wow, that's brilliant. I have missile pod, I know these ones here. Accelerator, marker light missile pod, plasma rifle, pulse rifle, Seeker missile, smart missile, the Dawn Blade. So +3 strength here for Commander Farsight, and then AP -4 and D3 damage. Brilliant weapon. Fusion blades, strength 8 -4 D6 damage. When the bearer fights, makes 2 additional attacks with this weapon, and no more than 2 attacks can be made with this weapon. And the Onager Gauntlet, which is strength, it's melee weapon, strength 10 -4 D6 damage. Get an additional attack with this weapon, and no more than 1 attack can be made with this weapon. So, advanced targeting system, counterfire defense system, drone controller, early warning override, shield generator, target lock and velocity tracker, all the usual rules there for that. So, 56 is the power level, by the way, for these. And yeah, Ovessa, yeah, so that's your rules for your Riptide damage coming through. So 14 wounds, movement 12, ballistic skill 4 plus 4 attacks, then it drops to 8 and then 4 for movement. Ballistic skill goes from 4 plus to 5 plus and stays at 5 plus, and then attacks drop from 4 to 3 to 2. So Farsight then, I'll just call these stats out here. Commander Farsight, all of these move 8 inches except the broadside who moves 5, and the shielded missile drone moves 12, and Ovessa moves 12 at full health. So for Commander Farsight then, weapon skill 2+, 2+, or weapon skill, ballistic skill 2+, strength 5, toughness 5, 6 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 9, 3 up saves. So for Tau, brilliant all-round stat line. Commander Brightsword is weapon skill of 3+, ballistic skill 2+ again. Boy. Strength 5, toughness 5, 5 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 9, 3 up save. Commander Bravestorm, the same stat line, but a 2-up armor save. Chasso Shavastos, same stat line. They're all ballistic skill 2+, which is amazing, and the same stat line there. Chasso Arachon, same stat line, but an extra wound, 6 wounds. Sub-Commander Torchstar, back to the same stat line. And then Broadside Chassefray is at 4+ for his ballistic skill. He's got 6 wounds, 3 attacks, 2-up armor save. Ovessa then, strength 6, toughness 7, 14 wounds, leadership 8, a 2-up save. Then the gun drone, shield drone, marker drone, missile drone, and the shielded missile drone usual rules. So it's giving you the war gear for these. So you can include one of this unit in your army. The unit contains the following 8 characters and their accompanying drones. Farsight is equipped with a high intensity plasma rifle, the Dawn Blade, and he's also got a shield generator. Commander Brightsword is equipped with fusion blades. It has a counter-fire defense system and target lock, and is accompanied by 2 MV4 shield drones. Commander Bravestorm is equipped with a flamer, plasma rifle, Onaga Gauntlet. It has advanced targeting system and a shield generator. It's accompanied by 2 gun drones, and it's equipped with 2 pulse carbines, each equipped with 2 pulse carbines. Chasso Shavastos is a single model equipped with a flamer, plasma rifle. There's drone controller and a shield generator. It's accompanied by 2 gun drones. Chasso Arachon is a single model equipped with air bursting fragmentation projector, cyclic iron blaster, plasma rifle. Got a lot of equipment. It's a counter-fire defense system. It's accompanied by 2 gun drones. And then Sub-Commander Torchstar is equipped with 2 flamers, has advanced targeting system, drone controller. It's accompanied by 2 marker drones, and each equipped with a marker light. Then Broadside Chassefray Blatai is a single model equipped with 2 high-orb missile pods, Seeker missiles, 2 smart missile systems, has a velocity tracker, and is accompanied by 2 missile drones, each equipped with missile pod. And then Ovessa is a single model equipped with 2 fusion blasters, Iron Accelerator, an early warning override and target lock, and is accompanied by 2 shielded missile drones, each equipped with a missile pod. So you get for the greater good, when unit declares a charge against a unit from armor within 6 inches of this unit can fire Overwatch at the charging unit. If it does, this unit cannot fire Overwatch again this turn. Accompanying drones, right, okay. During deployment, each one of the unit must set up at the same time. They do not need to be set up in unit coherency. Okay, for that point, see Enclave drone support ability on page 46 for details and how to place the models accompanying drone models. From that point onwards, each character model is treated as a separate unit and is considered to have a power rating of 7. Cool. The 8 are deadly because they're all characters here. It's going to be really hard to root out. You just hide them behind clouds of drones, and they're all characters. So Riptide. The Riptide's a character, but it's got so many wounds you'll still be able to shoot at it. But the others are going to be quite hard to root out. So they're deadly enough, the 8 here. They are really good. I mean, the ballistic skill is fantastic, virtually across the board. Even their weapon skill is pretty good for a lot of the units as well. No, fantastic here, really good. But you know, it's 1100 points, virtually half your army if you're doing a 2k. So, the Manta drop during deployment, with the exception of Ovessa, you can set up character models and any accompanying drones in this unit in a Manta hold instead of setting up on the battlefield. If you do so, you deploy those character models anywhere on the battlefield that's more than 9 inches away from enemy models. You get Master of War, a Farsight, Genius of Montcat. Once per battle, this model can declare Montcat even if Koyan or Montcat has already been declared. Montcat and Koyan cannot both be declared on the same turn. Similar rolls to Shadow Sun. Way of the Short Blade. Real hit rolls of 1. For attacks made with melee weapons by models in a friendly Farsight enclosed unit whilst within 6 inches of this model, reroll Hit rolls of 1 for attacks made with ranged weapons by models in friendly farsight enclosed unit against Ork units, whilst they were in 6 inches of this model. Okay. Brightsword then gets Master of War, Warscaper drones. Subtract 2 from charge rolls made for enemy units whilst within 12 inches of this model's accompanying MV4 shield drone models when the roll is made. Bravestorm has Master of War and then Advanced Support Cocoon. When this model would lose a wound, on 6 the wound is not lost. Abilities for Shavastos, Master of War, and Pure Tide Engram Neurochip. Use rules for that. Ability that once per game rerolls a single hit roll, wound roll, damage roll for a unit nearby, and also the ability for Neurochip to harvest command points on 6+. Each time you or your opponent would use a stratagem. Yep. Arachon, Repulsor Impact Field. After enemy unit finishes a charge within an inch of this model, roll 1d6. On a 2+, the enemy suffers a mortal wound. And then Torch Star, Neuroweb System Jammer. Enemy units that are set up on the battlefield as reinforcements cannot set up within 12 inches of this model. Resolve an attack made by a ranged weapon against this model's unit. Subtract 1 from the hit roll. Then Oblatine 9-0 abilities here, no longer flesh and blood, which is resolve an attack made by a weapon against this model. Subtract 1 from the damage characteristic of that weapon to a minimum of 1 for that attack. And advanced scan fields. This model does not suffer the penalty for moving and firing heavy weapons. The Riptide Shield Generator for Ovessa, 5+ Invuln save. For cast Pilot Array, resolving attack made with a ranged weapon by this model. You can reroll a hit roll of 1. When this model would lose a wound as a result of its Nova Reactor ability, roll 1d6 and a 4+, the wound is not lost. And the Nova Reactor, choose one of these to last, 3+ Invuln save. And then you have Boost in your charge phase. If this model does not make a charge move, it can move 2d6 as if it were your movement phase. And Nova Charge, Iron Accelerators, is this model equipped with a type characteristic of Heavy 6. Shield Generator for drones, usual rules, and there it is. Just there. So if you're going to go for Farsight Enclaves style army, if you're playing a match play game with a battle forged army, you can include no more than 2 Farsight Enclaves commander units in each detachment. Abilities: all Farsight Enclaves units in Codex Tau Empire gain the aggressive footing ability. Resolving attack made by a ranged weapon by a model in this unit against an enemy unit within 12, treat that enemy unit as having 1 more mark-like counter than it already has. So, bit of a bonus. Not utterly devastating, but an extra bonus mark-lights. So next is stratagems. So Veteran Cadre, 1 or 2 command points. Use your stratagem before the battle. Select 1 XV8 Crisis Battlesuits or Crisis Bodyguards unit from your army that contains 3 models for 1 command point, or 1 XV8 Crisis Battlesuits or XV8 Crisis Bodyguards unit from your army that contains 4 or more models for 2 command points. Models in that unit have weapon skill of 4+, and ballistic skill of 3+. Going to use the stratagem once per battle. Veteran Cadre. Yeah, very, very good. So you could take the 8, for example, and then supplement the rest of the army with a nice big unit of battlesuits, give them a 3+ ballistic skill. Fantastic. Exceptionally powerful firepower here. Farsight Enclaves, potentially. That one's excellent. Really, really good. Furious Assault, 1 command point. Use a stratagem in your charge phase. When a jetpack unit from your army finishes a charge move, for each one in that unit, you can select 1 enemy unit of an inch, or 1d6 and a 3+. It's a mortal wound. So a little bit of help, just to give a bit of punch in combat here for this more aggressive Tau Sept. Danger Close. 1 command point. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase. When a breacher team or strike team unit from your army is chosen to shoot with, to the end of that phase, resolve an attack made by a ranged weapon by a model in that unit against an enemy unit within 12 inches. You can reroll the wound roll. So rerolling wounds, just 1 command point. Excellent. Defense in numbers for 2 command points. Use a stratagem in the fight phase or your opponent's shooting phase. When an XV8 Crisis Battlesuit or Bodyguards unit from your army is chosen as the target for an attack, to the end of that phase, when a model in that unit would lose a wound, or a d6 and a 5+, the wound is not lost. And then Focused Fury for 1 command point. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase. When a character model from your army is chosen to shoot with, to the end of that phase, when resolve an attack made by that model, you can reroll the wound roll. It helps out a little bit. And then Firestorm, use your stratagem. At the end of your movement phase, select up to 3 Tau Empire units with a flyer battlefield roll from your army. The stratagem costs 1 additional command point for each selected unit. Roll 1d6 for each enemy unit within 3 inches of any of those selected models. On a 4+, the enemy unit suffers d3 mortal wounds. Sounds okay, that not too bad. So then, far sight here, you get relics and warlord traits available too. So here we go. Relics. So the mirror codex. When resolve an attack made by a model with this relic against units within 18 inches, you can reroll the hit roll. Talisman of Arthas Moloch. A model with this relic has a 5+ invuln save. A model with this relic can attempt to resist one psychic power in your opponent's psychic phase in the same manner as a psyker by taking Deny the Witch test. If that model is within 24 inches, that any model manifesting that psychic power. So a little bit of psychic denial there can be useful, and an invuln save being granted as well. So that one's okay. And Seismic Fibrillator node. Once per battle at the start of your opponent's turn, you can choose to activate this relic. If you do, until the end of that turn, when a model starts or ends moving 6 inches of model of this relic, roll 1d6. On a 1, the model's unit suffers a mortal wound. Oh. Okay, not that scary really. And then warlord traits. Blooded through war. When a Marautis is taken for a friendly Farsight Enclaves unit with the bonding knife ritual ability, whilst within 12 inches, its auto passes on a 4+. So pretty solid there from Marau actually. That's pretty helpful. Aggressive Tactician. Commander model only. When this warlord declares Montka, it affects friendly Farsight Enclaves units within 12 instead of 6. So it's okay. And then Master of the Killing Blow. When resolve an attack made by this warlord against a character unit, you could reroll the hit roll. So again, a little bit helpful there. Nothing too amazing, but some generally helpful enough ones. This is a full review, so I'll go through these ones here. The Farsight Enclaves tactical objectives. There's 6 of them, unique for the Farsight Enclaves. First is Target of Opportunity. Declare that you're going to attempt, this is your objectives in the middle of Maelstrom Wargames, trying to achieve the objectives. These are the ones that can come up. So declare you're going to attempt to achieve this objective at the start of any of your turns, and then pick 3 enemy units. Score 3 victory points if 2 or more of those enemy units are destroyed this turn by units from your army. Score an additional d3 points if all 3 enemy units were destroyed. That's really good. That's a great way of harvesting points. God. You just turn your entire army against those 3 enemy units. That's very, very powerful, that one. Target of Opportunity. That's a real good one if that comes up during a game. Directed Firepower. Score 1 victory point if at least 1 enemy unit was destroyed by a unit from your army this turn whilst they're within 12 inches of that unit. Again, brilliant one. Critical Takeover. Score d3 victory points if at least 1 enemy unit was destroyed this turn by a unit from your army whilst that enemy unit was in 3 inches of an objective marker and you control that objective marker. Yeah, perfect, doable, and a potential some decent amount of points there. Aggressive Infiltration. Score d3 victory points if at least 1 enemy unit was destroyed this turn by a unit from your army that is wholly within the enemy deployment zone. Yeah, we encourage you to get in close here, play aggressive when you play Farsight Enclaves, and you could be rewarded well for that. Order of Execution. Score 1 victory point if at least 1 enemy unit was destroyed by the first unit you choose to shoot with in the shooting phase this turn. Another one, just points for killing stuff. And Calculated Assassination. Score a victory point if at least 1 enemy character was destroyed this turn by a unit from your army. And again, rewards for just killing things. So there you go. That's the Tau section of this book here. These are excellent for Farsight Enclaves. Rewarded for aggressive, nasty firepower. These are okay. There's some good ones in here as well. So a good reward for the Farsight Enclaves. Really good rules for them. Scary. And the 8 are great, and you can add in some great units as well to back them up. A different and a fun way to play Tower, and you get some nice characters and great names as well. All great deeds can be done by these different characters throughout the game as well. So excellent for them. Some stratagems, there's a couple of good ones there for the Tower. So there'll be a Point Blank Volley was one, which I think is particularly useful, and then the Pulse Onslaught one's fantastic. So there's some good ones in there for the Tower for sure. The set options didn't seem particularly amazing, but at least lets you come up with some other options. And then here, the prototype weapons, there's some really good ones in there, especially the heavier weaponry. There's some real weapons. And maybe if the Tau get a new codex, this prototype stuff may well just become the standard as Games Workshop experiment with upgunning the Tau and this continuous arms race in 40k. And then Commander Shadow Sun is okay. I think needs to be supported perhaps by another commander of some kind on the battlefield. But pretty good here for the Tau. Excited enough for these upgrades. That's the full review for the Tau from the Psychic Awakening book. Check out the other parts coming out. I'm going to do a review for the Astra Militarum stuff and then for the Gene Stealer Cults as well. But that's part one here, the Tau for this Psychic Awakening, the Greater Good book. Check out all the other reviews and the other content on the channel. Thanks for watching and tune in next time. And Tau players, your reaction in the comments section. Is this good for the Tau? I think it's pretty good, but see what other Tau players are saying and the rules discussion taking place below as well.